Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Music Lab podcast. My name is Dog, and I'm so excited to be back with all of you live from Austin, Texas, from South by Southwest. We are here. We got here Thursday. It is now Saturday. I apologize. We did not do a recap yesterday, but we will give you the full story so far of our trip to Austin. So don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, our social media pages. That helps us and helps the bands and artists that we feature. Also, check out our sponsor, RAR Outfitters. That's RAWR, outfitters.com. Don't just wear. Roar. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we are here at South by Southwest 2026. We got here Thursday. We started our day at 4 a.m. We stayed at a hotel outside of the airport in Reagan, at Reagan Airport, Wednesday night. Woke up at 4, got on the plane. We had to fly to Houston, which is for the first time in my 9 years of coming to South by. We weren't able to fly into Austin just because of cost. So we flew into Houston. Uh, it wasn't terrible. The drive was not bad. We got to stop at a Buc-ee's on the way. So, of course, that's always a treat. Our second Buc-ee's in a matter of 3 months when I'd not been to one in my entire life. So it's how life works out for you. But yeah, so flew into Houston, got to Houston about 9:30 in the morning. By the time we got our rental car, by the time we went to Buc-ee's and all that stuff, we got to Austin, I'm thinking like around 1 o'clock, 1:30. Our first show actually, which was nice. We did get a chance to kind of like relax a little bit. We didn't have a show until the East End Ballroom and the Cinema Hearts at Lucky Duck. Lucky Duck, we've seen shows there before. Our friends, the Wax Owls, played there before. Cinema Hearts, they are a band from Washington, D.C. They were fantastic. I forget her first name, but she is great. Talked a lot, but just a great high energy pop punk music from them. And then we got to see the Sophs at the East End Ballroom for the Do 5.12 Smoke Show. Ladies and gentlemen, Los Angeles band, they just released their debut album yesterday. The Sophs, Sophs, just blew us away. Fantastic. Highly recommend. Looking forward to see what they do going forward, but just blown away by their set. And then we had a real treat. We got to go to Dogfish Head. They had an event. Sam, who I used to work for Dogfish back in the day, the owner of Dogfish, had an event at this swanky lounge. It was awesome. Got to hang out with him, which was cool because he remembered me after 18 years. Got some great swag here. I'll show you. We got this Grateful Dead hat. We got this Grateful Dead album, limited edition, I'm sure. So that's super exciting. Had some Dogfish RTD drinks, had some beers. Really cool experience. Before we ended the night at the Continental Club on South Congress, one of the best venues in the country, let alone in Austin. And a real treat to see the three bands that we saw. At 9 o'clock, we saw Calder Allen, country artist who is just fantastic. Watch out for his name. And just a gorgeous man, too. Calder Allen, check him out. And then the real treat for the night that they only have two songs on Spotify, the Red Eye Gamblers. But boy, oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, they rocked. They kicked ass. Texas boys. Yeah, so looking for big things from them. But yeah, their set was great as well. And then we ended with one of our Road to South by series artists, Riley Downs, our Chicago sad girl of country. Just killed it. We got to talk to her before and after the set. And really, after when we finally got to bed on Thursday night, we had pretty much been up for 21 hours. So that's a good day, ladies and gentlemen. 21-hour day, and we live to tell about it. So let's get to yesterday, Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th in Austin. You knew it was going to be a crazy day. We started it off at the True Crime Variety event where Natalie Morales, Nancy Grace, and a bunch of other panelists talked about true crime. It was super cool, great venue. Um, and again, things that you would never get to do outside of South by. So we spent a little bit of time there. And then we went to the Paramount House on Rainy Street, which I think is probably going to be our only chance at Rainy this street or this year. If you know anything about Austin, Rainy Street used to be just a row of houses that they turned into bars and restaurants. And it was just the coolest spot. There was a place called the Black Heart there where I first saw Uncle Lucius. Um, just some great venues. And it's now just skyscrapers and condo buildings and office buildings. And there's just this sprinkling of restaurants and bars that are left. One of them is they turned it into the Paramount House. Great drinks. They had Landman. They had all these activities. They had a Survivor thing that you could take videos. They had a UFC area, three floors. It was massive. Like fun enough that you would go back a second time just to do it again, even though obviously doing it for the first time was, the yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So after that, so Paramount House, then we left to go to our friend Adam Lewis, his group, the Planetary Group. They had their party at Valhalla. Hang out with them for a while. Always a good time. The band, I forget the band that we saw. They were from Los Angeles. Solid, definitely good. And then after that, again, a unique event only that would happen during South by. The Austin Sports Expo, sponsored by the Urban Pickleball Club. This place was on the third floor of a parking garage in the middle of downtown Austin. Drinks, DJ, obviously you could play pickleball. If you follow me on my socials, I will post pictures of just the views that we saw for 2 hours. Just breathtaking, just amazing. So it was awesome. But what was really awesome was getting to see finally Buddy Red at the Courtyard ATX, which I think it was called just the Courtyard back in the day. We saw Bastille there. They've had some good Flood magazine used to do their showcases there at this Courtyard, but we got to see Buddy Red. We also featured him on our Road to South by series. The closest thing that I have heard to Jimi Hendrix since Jimi Hendrix, and I do not say that phrase lightly. Incredible guitarist, charismatic. His style is definitely unique. We got to talk to him beforehand, just the nicest guy. Hoping to see him again at the Pace Party on Monday. But Buddy Red, guys, check him out. Going to be a superstar. Then we went to the Mayfair, which was a little bit out of our, a little bit out of our comfort zone. It was just a bunch of DJs spinning music, and Cut Chemist was there. We didn't get to see him because that was going to be later on, but the DJ that was spinning was awesome. The venue was awesome. Really, really great light show, great dance floor. The Mayfair right in downtown Austin as well. Then we went back to the hotel for a little bit to chill, got some food at one of our favorite places in East Austin, Granny's Tacos. Highly, highly recommend. My God. And then that kind of led us to the end of the night. So we went to the Far Out Lounge, or I'm sorry, the Sahara Lounge. Chad here made the mistake of going to the Far Out Lounge, so we missed, I think, the first two songs of Starflake's set. So completely my fault. But for some reason, I had the Far Out Lounge and the Sahara Lounge mixed up, and unfortunately, they were about 20 minutes apart. So we made the mad dash from the Far Out Lounge, which looked like was going to be like a metal show, which would have been fine. But we wanted to see Starflake, which is Jackie O'Brien, the bassist of the Bright Light Social Hour, his band. I'll tell you what, folks, the Sahara Lounge, it was fire. Like jungle themed, of course, but great venue. I bet there was 300 people in there, packed. I mean, just packed. Bright Light just did a greatest hit set. They were on fire. I just can't say enough about this band, Austin, Texas boys, and Mia. But yeah, the Bright Light Social Hour just rocked us. So good. So yeah, if you've never heard of them, check them out definitely. And then we ended the night with our friends, the West Texas Exiles, at the Saxon Pub. Again, one of the better venues in Austin. And we got to see again the Red Eye Gamblers before them. So back-to-back nights to see them, which was a real treat. And they did a cover of the Grateful Dead, a Grateful Dead song too, which was a nice surprise from the Red Eye Gamblers. But yeah, West Texas Exiles let us know that they are starting a residency in May on Monday nights at the Saxon Pub. Whenever you can get a residency in a town like Austin or Nashville or any music town, you're doing something right. And so kudos to them. The boys are doing a spring tour that are going to bring them up our way. So we're hoping to help them out as well. So West Texas Exiles to end the day. So we started our day at, I think we were at the True Crime Variety House by like 10 a.m., 10:15, and we were home by about 2 a.m. So it's a good day. So we got a lot going on today, Saturday. We'll let you know about that tomorrow. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, check out our Road to South by series. We did five of them. We featured 25 bands and Spotify playlists for all of them. So you get 15 songs with each Road to South by series. You can check out these bands and artists that we are seeing and that you can see when they come to your town. So don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, our social media pages. That helps us. That helps the bands and artists and music festivals that we feature. Also, check out our sponsor, RAR Outfitters. That's RAWR, outfitters.com. Don't just wear, RAR. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Dog. You've been great. This is the Music Lab Podcast.